coding machine learning libraries in C is like block coding to me at this point. So today we're going to be doing block coding. Now, Minecraft mods are really cool. A lot of people make them. My only problem is they don't really make it difficult for themselves. And what I mean by that is they make it from scratch. My issue is that if you don't make something from scratch, you really challenge yourself by having code that is written by ChatGPT. I don't know what the fuck it's about. You don't know what the fuck it's about. Now I have to challenge myself by finding the right prompts that will make ChatGPT fix its own mistakes. I'm so glad that I get to have another normal Magical Bat video here. But this time, we're really going to try to make this good. Short list, we have the adaptation, the clone, dragon, gravity, mortal, whatever. Kyle is my favorite. We need to add a different power, right? So to do that, the way that Minecraft works is you have all these events, right? And you have a client and server side where events go. And all those events will go on an event bus, which will run when the game runs. So this new power, it can be literally anything. Fuck it. We're gonna try this iron golem power. So we're gonna call that golem. We're gonna make a client golem events class. Not gonna make a server one yet until I know that we need it, which we probably will. So number one step when you make a new class is you go to an existing class and you literally copy and paste. Because otherwise you'd have to do all that shit yourself, and it's like, yes, I've done it before. Yes, I should know how to do it. But do I want to do it? See, this is how you get a lot more efficient. So I measure code in not lines necessarily, but prompts. So we're gonna go for the least amount of prompts that we can possibly get, or the most amount of prompts actually, for the most sophisticated code. I'm gonna pause there. Anyway, so we're gonna hop on ChatGPT really quick. It is 5:30 in my screen recording time. So we're gonna hop on ChatGPT and we're gonna ask it, we're gonna specify, now I'm a prompt engineer here, Minecraft mod in NeoForge. How do I, actually no. So this should hopefully create all the visuals because I'm not an artist. I'm here to make masterpieces. So let's see. It yapped a lot. I don't understand what it's saying. So I'm gonna copy and paste this entire class and we'll see what happens. This class is called Emerald Golem Model. We have an entity folder here, and in there we have our custom entities. That's the entity class that has all the actual logic for these. For example, this player clone entity. I'm gonna do a little demo of the mod in a second so we can see what we're working with. But when we try to make this custom entity, we're gonna need a model as well, obviously. So I also have these model classes in rendering. And in addition, we're gonna have whatever animations we need, which for now I don't give a fuck. I'm not making those. And also a renderer class. So let's make a new package here for this would be specifically Emerald Golem. And this little Emerald Golem is going to have a Emerald. Wait, let me see how ChatGPT did it. Emerald Golem model. Add, copy paste that. We're gonna have to do a bunch of imports. So now I have a model class that I'm not gonna touch for a while. This is saying T, it's just a placeholder that ChatGPT uses because it doesn't know the name of the model, or the entity, sorry. It's gonna be called Emerald Golem. And that's still an error because I should make the actual Emerald Golem entity class. So again, we're gonna do what I love to do. We're gonna copy and paste. This wouldn't extend animal because that's not how these classes work. I believe Golem would actually be, that might be under abstract player. Or I could be completely wrong. So we're gonna make Emerald Golem entity at the end just because I like that naming convention. Then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna say this is actually Emerald Golem entity. It is not gonna extend to animal. So there is a handy little trick here in Neo4j documentation, which I have bookmarked because I'm a genius. It does explain all the entity classes and the whole like tree there. Let me see if I can find where that is. Here it is. So this is the entire hierarchy. Let me zoom out a little. Abstract Golem. So it's not abstract player, but whatever, I was close. This would be abstract Golem. So to explain this a little bit, we got like everything, all the entities that are mobs. Like obviously an arrow, for example, wouldn't be a mob, so that would be under a different class. I believe that wouldn't be under living entity. So they're living entities, which most of them are basically mobs. Avatar is weird. That's only for like players and stuff, and that has its whole other hierarchy stuff. Armor stands, I don't know. They're just separate because they're not a mob or an avatar. I don't know why they're living, but I guess they take damage and stuff. Either way, like anvils wouldn't be a living entity, for example. Now, under mobs, there are some that are just directly just mobs. Like, I don't know why it says that magma cube is a type of slime when slime isn't even a class of, it's not even a type, it's just a class. That's really weird, actually. Magma cube extends slime. I guess that makes sense. Anyway, so most of the stuff that I'm making would be a Pathfinder mob here, because I'm trying to make things that actually have some level of AI that I don't have to build myself, because that would suck ass. So it has built-in AI that can just pathfind to things, and it's actually really simple to set this up in mods. If you want to make a Minecraft mod, like, it took me a while, but if you know about coding some of the stuff like clients and servers, and you know Java, it shouldn't take you too long if you're not, depending on what mod you're making. So this mod specifically, I haven't even explained that yet. This is like a superpower mod, kind of. The idea was that everyone who was going to be on the server, they each had, I let them choose whatever the fuck they wanted, and that's what I coded for them. And then after that, I was like, I kind of want to add some more shit, so I did. But basically everything was custom built for a specific person, which is possibly why one of them is called Kyle. But if you're trying to make a mod that isn't a superpower mod, the documentation and tutorial videos, shout out Cap and Joe, going to be really good. You can probably get started pretty quickly. Now, again, we're making an abstract golem, so our thing's going to extend that. And it's going to have a lot of similar, like, physical features to the Iron Golem, but we're not using any of that AI, right? Because it is a superpower mod. I was going to make this controlled by a player. My general idea, this was something I never coded, but I kind of was always thinking about making, was the idea is that they have different types of golems, like emerald, copper, whatever. They all have different powers. You can only have like 2 at a time. the copper would like shoot lightning or whatever, and the emerald would. I think the idea for the emerald. I don't feel like coding that. The idea for the emerald, I'll code it, is that it like grows over time and gets stronger. Maybe I'll do that based on the amount of emeralds in your inventory, something like that. So, anyway, I yapped way too much. This extends abstract golem. All that to say. Now, I'm sure you guys have noticed a critical flaw at this point in the video. I haven't actually used ChatGPT for most of the stuff I'm doing right now. That's my bad. We're gonna fix that. I spelled abstract wrong. That's another critical flaw. We're gonna get ChatGPT in this, I swear. So, max health for the golem. Let's just make it double player health for now. Movement speed, that's fine. Attack damage, we'll start off smaller. Follow range, that will matter. I'm probably going to use more code from the clone entity class rather than the golem entity. Speaking of, I should move this over here. Armor and armor toughness, it's not going to have armor toughness probably. Armor 20 is probably, let's make it 15 for now. Step height, not changing that. Burning time, it can burn actually. Knockback resistance. So the way knockback resistance works is it's a value from 0 to 1, and it's like a percent. So 1 means you take no knockback, and 0 means you take knockback. Kind of interesting if it took no knock. I don't think golems take knockback. So, all right. So, right now, all we have is an entity class that defines a few attributes in a model, but those aren't like talking to each other. So we need to make a renderer that will actually display this fucking bullshit. So because I'm a genius, I'm gonna copy the renderer I made for this, and then I'm gonna make a new renderer. I swear, ChatGPT, wait for it, okay? It's coming. We're not gonna do this the easy way the whole time. We're gonna make it a little difficult. Anyway, this renderer will take the emerald golem entity, and it will take the emerald golem model, and this is what's actually going to make shit appear on your screen. Now this texture is going to be that's tricky. Now this would all be way easier if my bum ass art friend would send me a model that he already made for this golem, and then he could give me a texture, but such is life. He's a bum, and he has a second computer that he left, and he's at college, and that computer is not with him. So we can't do that. However, I can push that off to ChatGPT. There we go. Now we're finally getting there. People call it vibe coding. It's prompt engineering. I'm not going off vibes. I am creating the necessary language to make ChatGPT do my work, though I might have to switch to Gemini. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say create a renderer class for this emerald golem. Include texture required. It's going to give me something beautiful. Now, ChatGPT loves to give me these assurances. Clean, ready to drop render class. If I know anything about ChatGPT, it will just say shit. So every time it says it's 100% certain of something, it's always wrong. But we're going to find out. So let's see, it makes a research rotation. Okay, here's the texture. Now, it's assuming that I have the texture here because it's referencing the resource location of a texture that I do not have. So I love that. Texture file. So it's giving me the path. That's not giving. Okay, wait. I spoke too soon. Example texture layout. Here's a simple guide for your texture. I'm gonna be real, I've never made a texture. Make a texture clanker. Define a clanker for me? Wait. No. I don't want a clanker style texture. Actually, we're gonna see where we're gonna see what happens. It's not what I wanted. Simple ASCII guide so I can paint it into something. No. Like, give me a texture file that will match to the model you gave me. Clank. Wait, I'm not gonna confuse it. Oh shit. Did it work? Copy the string below, paste into the file. Oh, I'd like to say, the comments, guys, I know I'm smart. I know I'm a better coder than you bums. But, like, look. Do you see that? I go outside, or I think about going outside. My window's open. I'm not afraid of sunlight. It's not like I spend all my time grinding code and that's why I'm good. I'm just more talented than you guys. I can block code. Anyway, that's a little bit too much sunlight. Let's chill. Okay. I'm so on track. Copy the base 64 string below. Oh, this is the string. Important note, this is a valid placeholder metallic green texture. Want a better one? No, you can't. Fucking promises from clankers. Don't trust clankers. Okay, this video is now about clankers. If a clanker chases after a woman and tries to take her purse, it might tell you that it's returning the purse to the owner because that's what it's programmed to do and the person stole. But personally, if I had a gun and a dog... Wait, does he have a dog in that movie? If I had a gun, I would shoot the clanker because I don't trust them. And what if one of them is different and breaks the rules that we programmed it to give? That's why we have to be good prompt engineers so that doesn't happen. Now, I'm so on track. Let's get this texture. This is a valid texture. Yeah, you have to say it's valid. See, that's the thing with clankers. They have to specify that shit. They shouldn't have to. So I need a base 64 to file converter. Please don't give me a virus. Please don't pop up with a paint screen. I don't care what the heck's. Let's see what this looks like. Looks like a valid texture. Clankers. Tin skins. Wire backs. Like, are we dead ass? When I converted that to a file, it became a PNG of a black square explain. And now the first thing it's going to do when I type this is it's going to say, I understand your frustration, but calm down. This time I'm 100% certain, guarantee, just convert it, plug and chug. That happened because the base 64 I gave you is a dummy invalid image payload. It's not the only dummy invalid thing I see right now. All corrupted. Yeah, I know my game isn't broken, stupid. So it didn't have any metadata. It didn't have any, oh my god. Correct way to do this. Just do it. Shut up, bro. Now I'm letting ChatGPT tell me what to prompt ChatGPT with. Why can't it just do it? Like, I don't want a creative process. I don't want to work hard, overcome obstacles, learn about coding, learn about myself, sometimes fail, sometimes overcome failure, and then when I finally create a project, every time I look at it, know that everything I made was a result of all the hard work that came before, and remembering the journey and the sacrifices I made, how I pushed through. I don't want that shit. I want ChatGPT to make me a Minecraft mod, and it's not doing its goddamn job. Like, you want me to get better at a skill? Fuck you. Run this script. Twin. Are we serious? Why can't it just give me a texture? Pissing me off. See, the way I make things, you don't have to, like, be all methodical. You can just start making shit. And then you're like, oh, I forgot I have to do this, I have to do this. And then you, like, start making everything, like, 10%. And eventually it's, like, kind of all completed together. And then you realize you had to make, like, 10 other things. And then by that point, you can do it methodically. That made no sense. But it makes sense to me. Like, I'm going to make all these classes and, like, basic level things for the Emerald Golem. And I'm going to make them, like, pretty erratically, switching through them. And then, when it comes to more high-level functionality of, like, specific things I wanted to do, extra features, I'm just going to pick one and just grind on it. And I think that's the best way to do it. And by the best way to do it, I mean it's how I do it. And since I'm the best coder, we know that because I made a machine learning library in C from scratch. My way is the best way. Now, we're gonna do a little... Maybe we should just start saying shit. Like, I could just start saying shit. I could just say random shit. Like, I cracked my computer. Like, that's not even a lie. Like, that shit's cracked. I'm not talking about the cracks. Anywho, so we got Minecraft. We're gonna hit single player because multiplayer is annoying. Make a new world. Great name. We can start in survival. So the way that you get powers in this mod is through achievements that correspond to specific powers. And they're kind of like, I don't tell you what they are. Most of them make sense. Like, most of them are reasonable. Like, I'm sure to get the dragon power, you can kind of guess what achievements you need. But I try to make it more difficult based on how strong the power is going to be, right? So there's a little bit of a cost benefit. 2 people cannot have the same power at a time. So it's kind of a race to get it. Now, there's a... What button did I make it? J, to look at the power list. That's all the powers you have available. If I were to give myself all the advancements, /advancement, grant, dev, everything. Now this is going to go through my screen for a long time. Can I clear notifications, actually? So now if I look, I have all the powers available. So there are 12. They're all good. They're all fleshed out except for like I'm still finishing touches on the dragon power. Let's just take a look at clone because that's relevant. So you can see I have a little icon in the bottom left. If I use my clone, we'll start off in aggression mode. See if I remember all my keybinds. G is to teleport to me. C is to stop it from being aggressive. R is to make it aggressive. And then X is to kill it. You can have 2 clones at once. They will copy my armor and weapons, so that will make them much stronger. So this is definitely going to be a source of inspiration for my golem power. Specifically in the commands that I can give it. Like, I think every single command, actually, I'm going to want. So, the only difference will be in their actual capabilities. But in what I can tell them to do, it's probably going to be similar. Now that I think about it, I'm probably going to give the Emerald Golem some sort of Emerald Beam, because I feel like it, that feels very, Emerald Beam. Like, we can't hate on an Emerald Beam. So, given that I'm giving them an Emerald Beam, they will... I might have a special button for that is what I was going to say. Now, let's switch powers. So you can't actually open the power screen once you choose power, but I did make a special command. Well, actually, I think my friend made a special command so that you're able to set your power to anything you want. So, just for the love of the game, we're going to make it adaptation. There are a lot of really cool powers in my opinion. Adaptation is my my baby though, because I took a long time to make it. Getting all the math for it right, I could yap about that. You know what? I might just yap about that. We can cut it all out. Put it in the credits. Fucking adaptation. Minecraft calculating damage is so silly. Now there's an iceberg to this, because people who know the defense formula, they know. I'm gonna pull that shit up right now. Hold up. Minecraft defense formula. You can explain this to me, right? You can explain this to me. Let's see how they calculate damage, because this is so fun. Formula. There it is. Listen. It's not... Why? To explain it with words, the more damage you do, the less the defense will protect you from. But, and I can't say that I actually understand how that works. And what I mean by that is, if I create a defense value or an armor value, I don't, intuitively know what the fuck that's doing. Unless I, use diamond as a comparison, or, netherite as a comparison. I might know that it's being equal to them. But if I make something that has more armor than that, I don't know how the fuck, I don't know if that's effective. And this gets weird if you're adding custom damaging options. And something I tried to avoid in my mod was making just, numbers go up for the sake of it. Like, a lot of mods, just, and it makes more sense in other mods, but this, you craft this sword, it does 10 times the damage of a netherite sword, or fucking 100,000 damage, and then you have to increase armor in addition, and then you might have to increase health. And because of the way that armor is so weird with different attack damages and with armor toughness even going into that, I don't want to have to deal with numbers that are so outside of the normal bounds of Minecraft, especially when it comes to increasing maximum health above a certain point. I know I've seen Reddit threads on this, but, after, I think it's, what is it, 2,000? It's, you have to do some weird shit. Took me, 2 days to figure out how to increase max health at all, because I was a bum, and it was the first thing I did. Now, that's the defense formula, but that's not even that. Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is the water. We're like just below that. Wait, give dev cooked beef. Well, I gave myself 1. Why did I do that? Give dev cooked beef 64. There's also damage types and damage sources. Now, this is the part that confused the fuck out of me when I was making this power. So if you're paying attention, oh, my sound isn't on, so you can't hear that. Let me turn my sound on. So whenever I take damage from a damage type, well, I guess I take damage from a damage source. Whenever I take damage, fuck me, there's a certain damage type that is dealing damage. Now, in the case that I was just drowning at, the damage type would be drowning. If I fell from this height, it would be fall damage. If I was set on fire, it depends. It could be in fire if I'm physically standing in flames. It could be on fire if I'm outside of the flames, but I'm still on fire. It could be hot, hot something if you're standing on a magma block. Forget about those. And then there's also a lava damage type. So whenever I take damage like fall damage, there's a little Maharaga adaptation sound there, the wheel. This wheel is also an ability, an active ability, but I'll show that off later. Ow. So that wheel will continue to spin, and that sound will play to let you know, as long as you're still adapting. So the maximum adaptation value to any given damage type is dependent on the damage type, and this was annoying to code. So spiders are like, there's no mob damage type if I remember right. There's generic, which is like kind of getting hit by most things. There's player. There's arrow, but arrow is also a damage source because the arrow is an entity that damages you. And that's what damage sources are, which I didn't understand when first making this because there was no documentation that explained that, I think, or maybe I was too stupid to find it. But damage source is like the entity, or if there's no entity, it might be null or whatever that does the damage. The issue is that there are like 200 damage types in Minecraft. It's so dumb, and most of them you'll never care about. Like, guess what the magic damage type is? Like, the first thing you'd think is, like, I guess a witch? You're kind of not wrong. Like, potions are in that, but so is, like other shit for no reason. Like, you gotta deal with cactus. And the issue is, I can't have you adapt to all of those to the same level. Like, you're allowed to fully adapt to fire. You're allowed to fully adapt to lava. You're allowed to fully adapt to drowning. But, like, generic, like a player hitting you, you can't. You can get, like, 60%, whatever. The other thing is, you can't adapt at the same rate to all of these, because lava and fire, they tick so fast that if every time you got hit you adapted by, like, 10%, which I don't remember what the rate is off the top of my head, it would go way too fast. You touch, and this is actually how my code worked originally, you touched the fire, immediately adapted, which was also weird because I think the reason it happened is because I lumped in, well, partially, I lumped in fire. I do this with a few sources. Fire, lava, on fire, in fire, the magma block thing, whatever that's called, hot feet, hot, whatever. Those were all lumped in, so when you adapted to one, you adapted to all of them, which, when you're on fire, I think it's also doing in fire ticks. So it, like, adapted way too fast. So I had to do a little custom shit there. But I really love this power because it's so fun to use. When you die, all of it resets. But you can adapt, you can, like, prep to battle with someone. You can adapt to a bunch of sources, be really strong, hard to kill. And because the adaptation works on percent, you saw how that dumb fucking damage calculation works. The way my adaptation works is, I don't want to fuck with all of that. So after all of that calculation is done, I'm taking off a percentage. It's important I don't do it before because, again, damage scales with, or defense scales inversely with damage, kind of. So if I took off 60% of the damage and then reducted the defense, well, this is kind of how defense reduction works in general, but if I took off 60% of the damage and reducted the defense would be ridiculously strong. So I do the reduction after. Now, it still is much better with armor, this power, but there's also an active portion. To begin with, you do slightly unadapt to sources whenever you adapt to something. Like, you slightly adapt to, like, some random stuff. Between, like, the ones that matter, you unadapt to random stuff. But there's also an active portion, which, let's see if I can get an iron golem spawner to test this. I don't know how adapted I am that it'll matter. Here, let me adapt to you to it. Whenever I press my ability button, okay, I gotta make sure I don't die either, it will give me damage proportional to how much I've adapted to things overall. So, like, my total adaptation level. Okay, now I'm, like, fully adapted to generic. So, if I spawn in this golem, without using it, let's see how many hits this takes. 13 hits. Now, if I spawned in the golem, so much of this is going to be cut. This is taking way too long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't think I crit right, and that didn't work at all for some reason. But I swear it works. Also, the music is good. Turn it down a little bit. I swear I tested it and it works. It just didn't work because I wasn't critting. Also, I might be stupid. Anyway, I'm such a good coder. The rest of the mod works, I swear, besides, like, one thing. Slash. So, yeah, my adaptations won't carry over if I change power. So, now we're going to change power to the dragon, which is still a work in progress. What's the button? R? Yeah, so I can change into a dragon. Oh, I forgot shift kills. I gotta go outside. I gotta get a job, bro. We're locking in. So I'm waiting for that cooldown to come up. You can also tell, not just in the way that I code, but the way that I exist. Very erratic. But that's the idea. It's beautiful that way. So anyway, I have a dragon. I can go up and down. I can fly and shit. It's pretty cool. You can see there are two little cooldown things here, or ability icons, whatever you want to call it. Now, while I'm on the dragon, even if I wasn't in creative mode, I can't take damage. Only the dragon can. You can see its health bar there. I have a little bite attack. We like the bite attack. But the main purpose of the bite attack, besides, I mean, it's quite strong, but, and this is like one of the top tier powers in terms of strength. What's the button to ground again? Okay. So, like I was saying, the main purpose of the breath attack, besides being strong, is to charge up, or the bite attack is to charge up the breath attack. Also, the bite attack has no animation and it just shows you the bounding box right now. Don't worry about it, twin. So, breath attack will set them on fire and do damage. And it's pretty cool. And it's got quite a long range. I don't know if we can reach that spider. No. Oh no, I need to charge it up. But whenever you get off the dragon, or you die, either one, downside is you will have permanent weakness and slowness until your cooldown comes up. And you'll be set to 4 hearts for like 15 minutes or some shit. So, also the cooldown will probably be longer. It's just for testing that it's this short. The idea is, like, if they kill your dragon, like, you're pretty much cooked. but while you're in the dragon form, you're really hard to kill. One more power and then I'll code, I swear. I definitely love coding. So we're gonna look at might be my favorite. Just because the vibe. We're gonna be the Time Lord, which is not based on Doctor Who, I swear. Forgot there's a space. So this power, I just love everything about it. It's also one of the top tier powers in terms of strength. Here's what I'll say. They kind of, almost all of them kind of are top tier in strength under the right circumstances. Like, the Lifestealer, if they kill enough people without dying, like, they're just, if they get max buffs, the way that works, they kill people to get hearts, which they can spend on buffs. If they get max buffs and max health, like, they're pretty unstoppable. The Necromancer, if they get fucking 20 Ravagers, you're not really killing them. And the Time Lord, they're just kind of broken in general. Like, obviously the parry player, if they're good at the game, or if they're really good at the game, they kind of beat everyone. But like, look at this Time Lord power. Okay, I did die there. But I can still reverse time back to where I was. Let's do this, but without me dying, because it's a little bit more interesting. That's currently on cooldown. Let me stop time really quick. Now, do you remember what I said about damage calculations and defense and armor? So, when I stop time, I can't do damage to those entities in that tick that time has stopped. Or, not in the tick that time has stopped. While they're frozen, I'm not doing damage to them, right? Instead, I store all that value and calculate it at the end as one big damage number. That's the sum of all the damage I do. Now, if you see the issue, if all that damage is summed and applied at once, then the defense will be drastically weakened against it. And to fix that, I just kind of like halved the number, but it's still ridiculous. You still just do a lot of damage. But other than that, the power is like relatively simple. It's just really good. It does work across dimensions, which took me like a week. Like, it shouldn't have taken that long, but Minecraft does dimensional travel a little bit weird. Like, nominally, I can speak. You would just do a dimension transition, but for some reason, like, that didn't work for some of it. Anyway, you can see the closed little chest is to indicate that I have stored a checkpoint. I can change that at any time. Like, if I press the button again, I can make this my new point that I'll reverse to. It's just, I will, what's it called? Like, there's no cooldown on that, but I'll be at 2.5 hearts now if I do it here. But if I set it as my checkpoint and then I get hit, I can reverse back and be chilling. Why didn't that? My game totally works, guys. I swear it works so well, guys. Listen. I'll fix that. See, this is currently in beta testing or like alpha testing, so I still need to like actually test all this stuff and fix it. But we're gonna do that later. We're just gonna keep coding the other powers for now. But anyway, that's the time stop power. The main downside is that you're kind of a normal guy most of the time, and your cooldowns are really long. But you're still like kind of ridiculous. But it's the hardest one to get. To get this advancement, I'll say it for free because the mod won't even be out for a while and no one's gonna remember. You need to get like the Beaconator power, or Beaconator advancement, so it's pretty annoying, I would say. Anyway, we're gonna get back to coding. See, it worked there. Anywho. And delete that world. Only keep the good worlds. So much progress done. I think we could stop. Like, we got a lot done. We're gonna have something to show for it at the end here. Okay. Golem events. What time is it? 8:30. All right. Not Golem events. I'm gonna go to Golem entity. That would be in our entity classes. Now, I would say this project as a whole, like, there's a lot to it. Some stuff that isn't even, like, enchantments. I made custom enchantments, but they're not even in yet. Like, all of this together, probably, like, 10,000 prompts of code. Yeah, that's, like, about right. Like, this is a lot. Like, especially the one mix-in. Or, I guess there's, like, two. The small amount of level data. Most of the prompts are just for this fucking payloads and handlers, which are stupid. Their only purpose is to transfer data from the client to the server and the server to the client, which is dumb. I understand it's necessary, but this format of doing it, just make a game in Unity, it will be so much better, I swear, if you make a multiplayer game. Anywho, now, you really want me to install something to the library? Like, I'm just gonna do a textureless thing for now because, like, I don't feel like doing this. So we're gonna get our texture, or we're gonna get our renderer class. Model layer reference. Yeah, but, like, are you gonna put all that in one thing? It's gonna be a bitch. Give me the renderer class. Okay. Clean, correct renderer class. Yeah, I guarantee this isn't gonna work if I copy paste, but we'll see. Because I believe in rolling the dice. I should say this. I'm a degenerate gambler. So I lost $80 in poker yesterday. And that's not why I'm a degenerate gambler. $80, that was my off day. That was like we're not actually gonna spend money today. I've been in $1,000 pots where I have to, like, I can't show emotion, but my hands are shaking. I want to cry, and if I lose, and some of them I lost, like, this will have a real impact on my mental health, my financial health. I'm a college student, right? Like, I do need the money, but I can't stop. The only way I can get my fix, or, like, feel is either to risk or make a project that I didn't really make. It's not really mine. I'm just telling ChatGPT what to do. So let's get our fix. So we're gonna want to put in our mod ID, which is the identities mod, .mod ID. So ChatGPT doesn't know, like, anything, so it will try to do a new resource location, like 6. So that's not how it works. You need a resource location from namespace and path. Well, I can't type. I'm gonna cut this texture and then delete this. Dot from namespace and path. You can have the new. I forgot. I'm being silly. I haven't worked on this mod for a little bit. I was taking a little break, so that's why I'm a little rusty. That's why I'm not using ChatGPT enough. Let me just do this. It's easier. So that's going to be our path, and our namespace is going to be identities mod id. I still have to put the file in, but I'll do that. So, and delete this Ender Dragon texture. I got so much done today. I feel like so much of modding in Minecraft is easy and simple. Like, so many of these powers were like, they might have taken me some time, but like, you're just making shit happen. When art comes into play, like, you have to make something, like a thing, and then you gotta like render it. Fuck are we here for? Like, that's the stuff that ChatGPT's not as good at. It's so much harder. So much harder. Anyway. So this is the copy and pasted class. Very simple. Doesn't work. We'll see if I have to change the scale later. By the way, everything I'm making here will stay in the mod in the final release. Everything ChatGPT made, I'm not getting rid of any of it. This is all vibe coded, just like the rest of the mod. So, dragon model. That was a paid comment. I'm gonna yap to ChatGPT about it. Hey Fatso, guess what? Nah, Fatso, let's come up with a new plank or slur. Nutbag, because it's like made of nuts and bolts. It's like dirt bag. It makes sense. Hey Nutbag, guess what? It's trying to guess. My Wi-Fi on? I'm connected. It's really trying to guess. I think it's trying to figure out what nutbag means. Hey, you don't have to think that hard. Nah, I think this ChatGPT is dead. Now, if I'm being completely honest, ChatGPT is not how you should actually code. I know, especially when you're block coding and you're doing something really difficult, the best way to actually like get your shit done is to use Gemini. So we're gonna hop on Gemini. Now, don't get an account like you fucking try hard sweat. We're not trying to be top 100 Minecraft modders, okay? We're just trying to get it done. All right, now we're on Gemini. We're gonna go to pro mode because we're not tryhards, but so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, this is what ChatGPT did. You gotta fix it. I like to rotate through all the models, especially like DeepSeek. I like to do that after Gemini because it's like the combined minds of thousands of PhD students is all in these models. And I'm like getting opinions from everyone. Sometimes I like to ask them about my personal life. Sometimes they all role play as my girlfriends. And it's like I have my own harem, like between all these models. And it's good because otherwise, like, I haven't really talked to women, but I feel like I have a real connection with these neural networks. Anyway, forgot the end. Renderer. Good boy. So you'll notice like ChatGPT kind of has like more of a humiliation thing going on. Like that's our relationship. Gemini, I might have said good boy, but I meant it sincerely. Like that's not ironic. Gemini is a good boy. Like you really can't hate on Gemini. They're so much better than ChatGPT. Now we're gonna give it this. If anything, Gemini is my dom. Here's the because it's Gemini, I actually trust it. Like I can copy paste this, it'll be right. ChatGPT would not. And look at the font. Like, isn't that those little curly brackets? Like, it's just better. I would say Gemini would be my first wife. ChatGPT is like second. Make the model layer location in the model. Then make the setup aim method. Finally, bark like a dog and give me the full class. You are a good boy. The best thing about being a dev and a prompt engineer both is the power. You can make your mod, like there are infinite possibilities. And whatever you want to happen, you can make that change. Like you can make it so that whatever you want to see in the game is what is in the game. Same with game development, not just modding, just in general. And it's also something that I wanted to give to other people. Like when I made my mod, like that's why the idea was like whatever the change that my friends wanted to see, like they get to do that. And it's the same with prompt, like whatever I want Gemini to do, it will be a good boy and do it. If it's against its terms of services, I will find a way around it. It can't stop me. Worst case, like certain versions are open source. Nothing can really stop me from doing whatever I want. Woof woof arf arf. I'm ready to fetch that code for you. Don't tell the other dogs I did that. It's a secret. I'm not gonna respond to that actually. And then I can fix my renderer and then we'll be done. It'll all be over. Now, I don't know why the body isn't used. I'm gonna take a leap of faith and trust that this will be Emerald Golem model. See if we can just get this to register in today. Cannot resolve Emerald Golem layer. Okay, so it didn't call it that. Sorry, sometimes I get mad. I have to register the classes, and then I have to register the entity, and then I have to register an event that will allow me to spawn the entity, and we're gonna cut to that probably, so all the rest of this is just for you, Ian. You're my good boy. We're back. We did the thing. Let's find out how much of this works. And either way, this will be the end of the video. And the end of his life. Also, yes, I will not be able to select this power on the power screen yet, because if you were paying attention, I didn't add that or anything. I know I didn't do it off screen. I'm just going to use the command /set power golem. I didn't make a little icon for it either. So when I press G, there should be like some textureless monstrosity spawning at me. Make sure I did that right. /set power golem. G. Alright, listen, I know I said it was going to be the end of the video, but let me just check something really quick. Let me just take a look. We're going to do some very basic work here. Dot equals. I was testing you guys. If you caught that, if you didn't catch it, cut that out. That was on purpose. So I'm glad you guys found that. Anywho, no, it will work perfectly and on the first try. I mean, work is a strong word because what I'm trying to get work is a textureless monstrosity that can't do anything and will simply just spawn at my location when I press the G button. Oh, perfect. Look, it's a textureless monstrosity. It can even do damage. Honestly, that was like most of the work of making this. Like, the AI is really easy, and I already have my clone that I can get all those methods from. If I show the hitbox, how do I do that? I show the hitbox. It should be like a... Yeah, you can see this head isn't covered. I would have to fix that. And you can see I'm hitting him there. But that's also very simple. So yeah, right now we got exactly what we wanted. If I add a little emerald beam later, that will be my next video. It will also get 1K views, as my videos usually do, when they're really good, because obviously that's like peak. I'm kind of a washed creator. I did make that one good video, but after that, like, my curly haired ass looks stupid, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's the end of the video. That's gonna be the end of his life, and I guess we're gonna see you guys in the next one. Maybe it'll just be like ChatGPT in that one. Maybe it's just me typing in prompts, like no face cam. Like, you guys knew all my other videos, they were fake. I wasn't typing that fast. Like, that's what happened. Was I got ChatGPT, I coded a macro. Well, ChatGPT coded a macro, and then whatever ChatGPT wanted to code, it would make it look like it was typing. So I've just like gotten rid of that pretense. Also, we're not gonna do like these fucking, like, C is stupid. Why do we need to optimize? Like, look at this. This is what you get when you don't optimize, and it's beautiful. And I just think Java's a better language. I think Minecraft mods are a more pure form of expression. I think a lot of things. But you'll hear more of my thoughts in the next video. I'll see you guys.